Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the second half of the video where we will understand the abstract factory pattern. So if you haven't watched the previous video or the part 1 of this series, I would say make sure to watch that first. That is a prerequisite to understand the abstract factory pattern. Okay. So yeah. So we have understood the factory pattern. Whenever we on the runtime we need particular instantiation of anything or any service, we'll keep that aside inside a factory, just keeping aside from your business logic. So what is abstract factory pattern? Just think think it as a factory of factories. Okay. So suppose whenever you have to create the families of related objects. So let me give an example. Suppose we are just in last example we were processing the payments, and suppose now we want to provide the international and domestic payments and invoices. So for your domestic, suppose I am using your Razorpay and your INR INR currency invoice generator, and for your international, I am using the Stripe payment gateway and your USD invoice generator. Okay. So let me walk you through with the code. Okay. So just understand here, and what I mentioned, just consider this as a factory of factories. Okay. Just be with me. Okay. So this is your one interface invoice generator. Okay. Let me give you the context. This is my abstract factory, which will contain two different factories. One is your payment provider and one is your invoice generator. Like when we have to as I wrote here, we have to create the families of related objects. Okay. So here, like your payment factory, we have payment provider and the invoice generator. And these two all these two are also interfaces, not classes. Okay. One is your payment provider. As you can see, we used this in the last example. So I'm just referring to the same interface. I haven't created haven't created the new one inside the payment processor. So this one I have created here, invoice generator. The payment provider has one method called process payment, and this has generate invoice. These two will be generic methods and will define the concrete implementations of that. For the payment provider, we have Razorpay. As I mentioned, for the like domestic, I'm using the Razorpay, and for the international, I'm using the Stripe one. So this is for your payment provider, and this is also for your payment provider. But we have one more interface, invoice generator. And as I mentioned, for your domestic, we will go with the INR invoice generator, which is like your this interface is implementing your INR invoice. This class is implementing your invoice generator interface, which is generating invoice. And I'm just as of now printing here consoling. You can write your concrete business logic inside that. And for the international, I'm using USD invoice. Cool. Now, these two interfaces we have implemented, we have defined the concrete implementations of that. What about this one? Our abstract payment factory. Okay. So for this payment factory, we have like two concrete implementations. Right now, we are providing two, like domestic and international transactions. So one is my domestic payment factory. What it will do, it will override these two methods. One is create provider, one is create invoice generator. So for the create provider, I am returning like if that is my domestic one. For domestic, what we were using, for the domestic, we were using the Razorpay and your INR. So as you can see, for the domestic, the payment provider is your Razorpay and invoice generator is your INR for domestic. And same for your international, we are using your Stripe as a payment gateway or payment provider and your USD invoice as a invoice generator. Cool. So till here we have defined the same things, like we have factory, we have interfaces, we are defining the concrete implementations of those. Cool. Now this is our client. This is a little bit, I would say, the complex part or the complicated code. It's a bit hard to understand. Okay, just have some patience. Okay, uh, we have two things here. One is your payment provider, and the second one is your invoice generator. Okay, just forgot we have these much stuff. Just forgot this. Okay, suppose we have the our flag variable which is international, which is as of now I'm considering as false, which means we have to make the domestic transaction. Okay, or based on reason we can use the reasons, we can just keep it as okay, or we can take from the reason or environments anywhere. Now we have payment factory. Payment factory is what? Let me show you. Abstract factory. Cool. Payment factory if is international, which means if the user is making a transaction from outside India, which is an international transaction, so we have to use the Stripe and raise a Stripe and your USD. So for that, I am giving the your payment factory to like international payment factory. And what is international payment factory? Inside that we have Stripe and USD invoice. Make sense? Else, if that is domestic transaction, then we are providing the domestic payment factory, which will give this instance. Okay. Now we have payment processor. This class, our main class, we are creating the instance and we are parsing the factory. Like I have to go with the international or the here domestic. So once I have passed this, so for these two, like my provider and invoice will be generated. Like I'll get from the factory, like whether I need the domestic or the international. I got the provider, I got the invoice. So this is my processor. Now I am calling the processor.checkout method. What is checkout method? So what is the responsibility of checkout method? Let me show you. This is my checkout method, which is taking an amount for which you have to make the transaction. Just calling the, we already have our factory, we get the payment provider from the factory, we got the your invoice generator from the factory earlier. So we are just provider dot just process the payment, invoice dot generate invoice. So this is as of now is your false, which means we have to make the domestic transactions. So let me run this, and the class name is my Java payment processor.java. It has been compiled. Let me write payment processor. As you can see, processing, and this was the I used this that Indian currency, but it's okay. Let's skip it. We use the Razorpay as we defined Razorpay for our. Let me show you here. Razorpay for your domestic and the INR invoice generator, generating INR invoice. Cool. And if what if I just make this boolean to true, if I am just allowing the international transactions. Okay, so let me again compile this. As you can see, processing via Stripe and invoice for using the your dollar USD invoice generator we are using here. This one. So this is your abstract factory, like where we are just creating the families of related objects. Okay, these two are dependents. On the basis of one, we have to make other choice. So this is your factory of factories. Cool. Just I know this is a bit complicated or hard to understand this, but just pause a video, take a break, come back to the video, or I would say just write the entire code with your own fingers. Okay, write the entire code and just try to dry run and debug each step. You will definitely understand. I guarantee you. If you don't understand, then if you're stuck anywhere on some of the part, drop a comment. We'll create dedicated video on those particular like a part of the video, like where you are stuck and what you are not getting. I believe if you will dry run with your own, you will definitely get this. So yeah, that was all about your abstract factory pattern and your factory pattern. So yeah, I'm also like I have also worked on some of the other factory patterns, so I create videos on those as well. So in this video we covered the factory pattern and your abstract factory pattern. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you found this video helpful or useful, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.